Hey, what's up guys? This is B. Jordan from the 2+2 Poker Forums and the Deuces Cracked Forums. Making a quick video today to go over an application that I recently wrote for myself and decided to release out to the community to use. It's free to use. If you guys just want to download it and use it all you want, that's cool. The name of the app is Flop Dojo, and what it is a random flop generator for Windows mobile phones. It's an app that I wanted to have with me for a while, so just recently wrote it, and I found it to be quite useful. What the app will do is it will generate random flops. You're seeing it here in the default state. We've got a single board up here. If I click Generate Flop, it's going to generate us a random flop. If I want to see a turn, I just click the turn card. If I want to see the river, I click the river card, and we'll just generate randoms. If we want to generate another flop, just click Generate Flop, and it's going to keep generating. The application will generate up to 2 or 3 flops at the same time. So if we want to look at several boards and kind of compare them, or just see 3 random flops at a time, we can. The way that I typically will use the application is if I'm just thinking through certain spots, I'll come up with a situation in my head, whether it's a certain type of villain, maybe limps, and I isolate him on the button with a certain hand range that I'll give myself, like ace-10 suited, or just whatever situation I come up with. Then I'll basically just generate random flops and kind of think how I would play, how I hit that range, how the villain's range hits it if I bet, and he calls, and look at the turn and kind of think what he continues with, what I'm getting value from, just that type of thing. I found it to be very useful for that. One thing the application will also do is I've got this show ranges tool here. All this is really just graphics of different ranges. There are 2 sets right now. One of them is all in EV. I've got 5% range through 50% range, and this is basically if you go open up PokerStove and you put in a 15% range, this is what PokerStove shows as the 15% range, which as we know, that's all in EV, so it's not entirely accurate if we're looking at a 15% range, say like a tag's maybe his middle position opening range. It's probably going to be around 15%, but it's not going to be this exact range. It's probably going to have more pocket pairs in it and drop some of the King 10, Queen 10 type hands. We can look at a 50% range, so we got a villain that's just playing a huge amount of hands, so we can kind of look and see what 50% looks like. It just gives us a kind of a base to go on, and obviously ranges change between opponents, but it is kind of helpful. So I've got the all-in ranges here. I've also got some tag 6 max ranges. These are purely just kind of baseline. I actually got these out of Veneer. Has a moving up thread going on in the micro no limit forum on 2+2, and he had some write-ups about different type of tag opening ranges, and I really used his as a base here. But they seem pretty consistent with some of the other charts that I've seen as far as opening ranges. For instance, we can look here at the middle position tag opening range, and this will give us some type of base or sense of what that range will be. Well, one reason this is useful is say we're in a situation where a tag opens say in middle position, and we're on the button with 8-7 suited. We want to see how that plays, or we want to call against it. Well, we can say, alright, we've got 8-7 suited, we just flop. Or we can even we'll do 3 flops. Whoops. 3 flops, and we want to see, he opens or in middle position, a tag opens. We flat with 8-7 suited on the button, and he c-bets. Well, if we want to see how these boards hit his range, it won't calculate anything like Flopzilla will, but we can just do show range. We'll remember the last range that you saw. So we can see that his range is obviously very top heavy, a lot of kings, queens, jacks. So we can compare it to the boards and just kind of see how it hits, hit certain boards. So really you can think this whole, show ranges section it's really just kind of cheat sheets to give you some type of idea of what, what a 14% range looks like. And that, that's the way I use it. And that's really it in a nutshell. It's a very, very basic application, but it's one that I have found that's very useful to have, just thinking through spots on my own, and to help read boards better and actually think a little deeper about how ranges hit certain boards. I would love to have something like Flopzilla on my Windows Mobile phone, but the phone hardware is just not strong enough. It struggles. I tried to do some equity calculation apps, and it can't keep up right now. So hopefully some of the newer phones will be able to handle that type of thing a lot better. I also want to thank Fozzy for letting me use his card mod. It's one of the free ones that he has. It's the 5.4 Arial Card Mod. And you can go to fozzypokermods.com to see all his mods. And if you go to the About menu, you can actually have the link here, and it's got the name of the mod there. So if you guys want to use it, it's the one I've used for Full Tilt for a while now. Love the mod, so props to him for letting me use that, because the app's really bland without some nice cards. So if you want the app, you can go to www.flopdojo.com and download it there for free. There's no installer on the application. It's just standalone. You just download it to your phone and you can run it. Hope everybody finds it useful, and if you have any questions or comments, you can just message me on the forums. My screen name is B Jordan. Thanks. Bye.